Good evening and welcome to another edition of Hometown Connections with NBC Watertown. I'm your host, Tyler Clemens. Tara Thompson with the Volunteer Transportation Center will be in tonight to talk about recruitment efforts with the VTC. It's coming up right here after the break here on Hometown Connections with NBC Watertown. And we're back here at Hometown Connections with NBC Watertown. And beside me, Tara Thompson with the Volunteer Transportation Center. She's the Director of Recruitment and Retention
Correct.
for a very, very important cause, a very, very important organization that does a lot of good here for a lot of people. Some people would not be able to function day in and day out without your organization. It's that important. Tell us about the VTC and all the great things that we have going on over there.
Well, first of all, thanks for having me here today. I love to take the opportunity to talk about VTC whenever I can. First of all, I guess a little history, but you should know that we've been in existence now as a non-for-profit human service organization in Jefferson, Lewis, and St. Lawrence counties for 30 years.
Wow, 30 years.
30 years. We have approximately right now about 193 volunteers and do approximately 800 trips a day.
Wow.
Now these are medical trips.
Yes.
We have a really unique organization in the fact that we utilize volunteer community members to drive other community members that live in proximities close to their home or where they reside, and to drive them to medical appointments. And for a lot of us, I drove here today. I'm sure you probably drove in too.
Yes.
But not everyone in Jefferson, Lewis, St. Lawrence County, which is a very rural area, has vehicles. And because it's a rural area, our homes are often situated in communities far away from medical appointments. So if you don't have a car, it's hard to get there.
Yes.
We have the city bus here in the city of Watertown that helps people get around that don't have a vehicle. But if you live in outlying areas in rural parts of the three-county area and you don't have transportation, then you're kind of hard pressed. And that's where we come in, and our volunteers transport folks to medical appointments.
So volunteer, how does someone register to become a volunteer? If they have some free time on their hands, they got a vehicle, they know they can drive, how do you register and sign up for it?
Well, there's lots of different ways. You can call our office at 315-788-0422, which would also put you in contact with the Canton office. And because we're always looking for volunteers in all three areas, all three counties, Jefferson, Lewis, and St. Lawrence. You can go to our website, which is www.volunteertransportationcenter.org. It's long, but once you're there, you can fill out an application to become a volunteer driver. So there's two different ways. You can walk into our office, which is located on 3 Commerce Drive in Canton.
Okay.
That's the St. Lawrence County office. Or you can come into our main office, which is in Watertown at 24685 New York State Route 37. And anyone there on staff would be so happy to help volunteers fill out applications.
So what does that application process kind of entail? Like, what are some of the checklists that you have to have? Obviously, a license.
Right, we're looking for folks that have a license, to have a car that's a 2012 or newer.
Okay.
That's really not a VTC rule. That's a New York State Department of Health Medicaid rule. They have put that year in as the year that they want transports to start at that year of vehicle. There is a background check, but it's a really quick process. In just a few days, you can come in, have an orientation with myself, have some tablet training. It's a really unique opportunity. When you hear the word volunteer, when you hear it, I hear it, the viewers hear it, the first thing you think of is, you're going to go and provide assistance, and you're just doing so because you have time and because you want to better the community, which is a win-win.
Yes.
But what makes VTC a little bit differently is our volunteers are reimbursed for every mile they drive.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So when you drive your vehicle to transport folks for VTC, you're reimbursed up to 72.5 cents a mile, which 72.5 cents a mile is the federal reimbursement rate right now.
Right. Okay.
About 80% of our trips and more are reimbursed at the 72.5 cents. As a non-for-profit, about 10% of the trips that we take are for clientele that do not have Medicaid or do not have a payer or a paying source that reimburses for the trips. So we fundraise for those trips. Fundraisers like the chili cook-off, which is coming
Yes.
up on March 14th.
Yep, definitely gonna talk about that.
Definitely. We do golf tournaments, we do trap shoots, Posh Purse Palooza, you name it. Our foundation director, Jeremiah, he's out there just really beating the drum, raising funds to offset the cost of the trips for what we consider our clients. And for volunteers, when our volunteers drive our clients, those trips are reimbursed at 50 cents a mile.
Okay, wow. So VTC, has it always been all three counties, or has there been a bit of an expansion in recent years?
There's been a bit of an expansion over the years. We
Great.
started off in Jefferson,
Yep.
and then Lewis County also is a rural community, and they had, unmet need with transportation.
Yep.
And then St. Lawrence, which is a huge rural county, the largest in the state.
Yes.
So, but we've been going strong in all three counties now for a number of years.
And all this is possible, as you mentioned before, by fundraising efforts and donations. And in order to do that, like you said, Jeremiah and the team over at VTC works really hard at providing services, but also providing great fundraising opportunities for the community. One is coming up here very, very soon, and,
Right.
and Tara mentioned it. It's a North Country favorite, and it's really expanded. It took a whole nother meeting during the COVID pandemic when it was brought off campus from its initial
Yes.
site to now be a huge, whether it's in restaurant or at the Dulles, it's the chili cook-off.
The chili cook-off.
It's been going for a
huge.
lot of years,
Right.
and then since COVID, it's been kind of expanded to go into restaurants and it'd be about. Is it a month long now?
It's about a month long. The
Yeah.
restaurants kicked off already the beginning of this particular month, and they'll go strong right through until the end of the month. And it's a great opportunity for folks to go out to local restaurants that are participating, try their chili, and vote to see what restaurant, what entity wins the restaurant version. And last year, I got to tell you, I know it's going to sound boastful, but you're looking at a team leader of last
Hey.
year's People's Choice Chili.
Heck yeah, great
for
job.
2025. I have a team of lady drivers who are lady volunteers at VTC, and we took the People's Choice Award last year
That's
for our chili.
fantastic. Yes.
So we've got some really stiff competition coming up at Dulles State Office Building on March 14th, which is the Chili Cook-Off, and we have over 30 teams participating there. It is stiff competition.
So it's right in that lobby at the Dulles.
It's
You can
right
fit
on the-
everyone in there.
That's right, right on the main floor.
Wow.
We all have our booths. We all, have our chili, different recipes, different types of chili, vegetarian chili, white chicken chili, traditional reds, no beans, you name it. There's something for everybody there. And some really stiff competition.
I'm sure.
You got the Watertown Air Brake, you got Stewart's, you got other teams in there that are working hard, putting out chili. We have a concession stand where you can get Hoffman hot dogs, and you name it, we got it. You can get a cold glass of beer there if you want.
Really? Okay.
Absolutely.
That's my kind of place.
Right. It's a great time, great family event, so we're excited about it. We always are. And the best part about it is the money that's raised from that event and all the other events that VTC does. All of that is used to offset the cost of transportation for folks in the North Country that have no transportation of their own. Maybe their loved ones have moved out of the area. It's elderly, it's veterans, it's people that just need to get to medical appointments, whether it's to get a pair of eyeglasses or perhaps it's chemotherapy or dialysis, really important life-sustaining stuff. So we think we do great work. We know
I
that
definitely think you do great work.
we know that our 190 plus volunteers do great work. And here's the thing, with 800 trips that we're completing each and every day, there's still an unmet need.
Right.
There's still folks that need to go that can't go because we don't have enough volunteers right now to make it all happen. I'm looking for anywhere between 40 to 50 new volunteers throughout the 3-county area within the next couple of months. And we have some areas like Carthage, New York, Theresa, Antwerp, Philadelphia, some rural areas. And if you live in those areas or close by those areas or any areas, but those particular ones right now, we're really hopeful to get some folks in that want to fill out this 2-page application and come see me and be oriented to learn how to drive, volunteer driving for people going to medical appointments. And I'll tell you what, it's a win-win, because not only at the end of the day are you helping a community member out, there is that reimbursement, which is tax-free. There's no W-2, there's no 1099. It's just a reimbursement for driving. And for a lot of people, it really helps them out in their lives as well.
One thing I do want to mention, I know you're on the recruitment side, and that's what our interview is mainly about here, but there could be some viewers at home saying, like, boy, I'm paying out of pocket for Ubers to get to my medical appointments. Maybe I qualify for this service.
Well,
So how would they go about maybe seeing about if they're eligible?
If you're a person that has Medicaid, then you can utilize the MAS call center, which you could call, and they would organize your transportation for you. And we are a vendor of that particular service.
Okay.
We're one that could be selected and are selected often because we're a non-for-profit human service organization. If you are a person that doesn't have insurance and doesn't have transportation, you can call VTC at 315-788-0422. We have a quick application process there if you're a person that needs transport and needs a ride. So we are happy to serve our community, have been doing so for 30 years, want people to be able to get to their medical appointment or other essential services. We also do take people that live off of mass transit areas like outside the city of Watertown that need to go grocery shopping one time a month. We also do that as well.
Oh, okay, great. Yeah.
We do have to prioritize medical and grocery shopping. There isn't other trips that we do to take people like to see a lawyer or to go shopping for other goods other than food, because we just don't have the volunteer base to do that.
Right.
We don't.
So more volunteers opens those services
Right,
potentially.
right, potentially we could look at that down the road, but
Mm-hmm.
we're always looking for volunteers, and I'll tell you, it's a great place to volunteer, and I'll tell you why. First of all, I used to volunteer driver there before I came on staff 9 years ago, and it was great. It was
Yeah.
good fun, and you got to meet a lot of people, and you got to go to different places, and just really feel like you were helping the community out. And we have drivers right now currently that have been driving for us continuously, volunteering for 20 years, going on
Really?
20 years.
Wow.
In fact, over 90 of our volunteers currently have volunteered for 5 consecutive years or more.
Really? Oh my! So the retention is
The retention is
incredible
off
here.
the charts.
Yes.
You come in, we treat you well, you're doing something good for the community. There's that reimbursement factor, which adds to your own household budgets. It's a win, win, win. It's 3 wins.
Yes.
It's a good thing.
It definitely is, and you do such great work here. And I know there's a lot of folks here that rely on your services that possibly would go without medical care without your service, and that's
Absolutely.
a scary thought.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Not only here in the North Country do you see that happening, you see that happening across the country. There's a lot of rural parts of America. And in those rural parts of America, mass transit isn't established. We drove in here today, you and I both did. We're going to leave here in our vehicles. And a lot of viewers that are watching have cars sitting in your garage or driveway. But not everybody has that. Not
Right.
everybody does. And some folks that have certain medical conditions, they might have a car parked in their garage, but it doesn't mean that they can drive it. So in rural areas like ours, organizations like BTC exist so that we can help community members get to the doctor's appointments that they need to.
Do you have a message for someone who may be sitting at home thinking, like, maybe a little nervous, right? Do you have someone that maybe 90% of the way there wants to volunteer, but that 10% is holding them back? If what would be your pitch to have them just come in, just have a conversation with you, get them to the finish line to be a volunteer?
If you have any uncomfortableness, any questions at all, you're just a bit nervous about it, this is what I would invite you to do. Give me a call at 315-788-0422. Ask for me directly. My name is Tara Thompson. I will talk with you on the phone, invite you to come have a cup of coffee with me, maybe a Pepsi, a bottle of water, whatever you want. We'll have a sit down in my office at my conference table, and I will explain this to you not only as a former volunteer driver, but as someone who coaches and supports the current volunteer force that we have. I'll tell you, we got folks of all different ages, from folks that are in their 21 or over, you have to be 21 or over, and volunteers that are 87, 88, 90 years old that are still volunteering and happy to do so, feeling good, having something to do, getting out in the community. And here's the thing, volunteers that volunteer at VTC, you set your hours. If you want to drive 1 day a week for 4 hours for that day, great. Don't want to get up till 10 o'clock to drive? That's okay. Want to get up at 5 and be done by 10 a.m.? Want to drive to Syracuse, Rochester, stay in county? It's completely and totally up to the volunteer. You set the schedule the way that you want to set it, and my staff works around what your desires and your needs are and your comfort level, and we support you and coach you and get you through the nervous part of this until this becomes second half.
Sarah, I mean, I'm sold. I hope.
All right.
I
Well,
hope.
come on in.
All right.
We'll,
We'll think about that. I don't have as much time in my day, but if I
understand.
did, I would be there in an absolute
right.
heartbeat. VTC does so many great things here, and you can support them in so many different ways. I'm sure there's a donation portal of some sort on your website. Or
There
a way
is.
to,
You can go
okay.
right to our website. We are a non-for-profit. If you want to donate to VTC, we're always happy to take those donations, and we put them to good use. I can assure you of that.
And you can always go to their many events that they have throughout the year. We just talked about the chili cook-off. What day is that again? I know it's coming
March
up in March.
14th.
March 14th. So if that's coming up. It's a great event, and it's one of the biggest. Is it the biggest, or is it one of the biggest?
It's our biggest fundraiser.
Your biggest
event,
fundraiser,
and it's
okay.
the biggest chili cook-off we got in our 3-county area.
Oh, for
So
sure. I mean, it's
a big
incredible.
deal. It's a
Yes.
big deal.
So that's coming up. So definitely want to support the VTC in that. But you can also just spread the word about getting out. Getting more recruitment, more volunteers to come in and drive and continue the great initiatives here that the VTC has. Sarah, did we miss anything? Is there anything else you want to talk about?
I don't think so. I think you and I did a great job on this. And
Well, you did the heavy lifting, so.
well, I thank you for having me here today. Please give me a call. I look forward to talking to you. This is like I said, a win-win situation, and I'd love to get a couple of phone calls from this, if not 20. So thank you.
Fantastic. This is Tara. Call her, volunteer with her, the Volunteer Transportation Center. Thank you so much for coming in. We're going to be right back here on Hometown Connections with NBC Watertown. And we're back here at Hometown Connections with NBC Watertown. This is typically the part of the show where I would bring in Connor Lalone with the Stream Team, but he is busy trying to kind of recover from some of these high school basketball games that have been going on recently. We are in the sectional part of play here of the season, which is pretty much the playoffs here and potentially for our region here in New York and then further on into the state play. The seeding meeting was just on Wednesday. The playoff matchups have been announced. Some games have already started. The Stream Team was at Beaver River last night. So some of the more populated divisions like boys C's and boys B's, and then I think the girls B's as well have already kind of tipped off. Some of the less populated divisions like girls D's, they don't start until like the 26th or 27th. There's games starting now. Actually, Carthage is already tipped off. They are at West Genesee. That's on the girls' side of things. So there's plenty of games, especially local schools going on. I wanted to give a shout out to all the schools that made sectional play. Congratulations on a successful year in getting that seed. Now hoping and rooting for some of these local teams to make it all the way to the championships and then potentially a sectional or state title as well. The Stream Team will be bringing you as much action as they possibly can. There will be a stopping point where they will not be able to continue to stream. They won't have the broadcast rights to be able to bring those games to you. But you can go to NBCWatertown.com. You can also go to the NBC Watertown Facebook page, and you will be able to see what their schedule, where they're going to be, what sectional games they're going to be able to live stream for you. It's all there on NBCWatertown.com. So playoff basketball, it started. It is that time of year. The Stream Team is out and live on location at various locations for the sectional play. You can tune in on NBCWatertown.com. We're going to wrap up the show here on Hometown Connections with NBC Watertown right after the break. Stay tuned. And we're back here with Hometown Connections with NBC Watertown. Time to wrap up the show for this week. Wanted to thank Tara Thompson for coming in, from the Volunteer Transportation Center to discuss all the recruitment efforts and the reasons why folks should be helping and volunteering to drive local residents to their medical appointments, for really any needed and necessary meetings and appointments that are required. That's who the Volunteer Transportation Center supports. They're looking for new drivers, so contact Tara. You can go to the Volunteer Transportation Center Facebook or their webpage. You can call them. You can stop into any of their locations in any of their counties. They service Jefferson, Lewis, and St. Lawrence counties. It's just a really great organization. It's not out of pocket. You will be reimbursed for your time and for your services. It is a really cool program, a really cool organization. They're a nonprofit and they need your support. One way you can support them is with the chili cook-off that will be going on March 14th at the Dulles State Office Building. This is not a new event. It's a very successful event. It's a great family atmosphere, a great family event that actually supports a local nonprofit. You can test all sorts of chilies. I think there's going to be about 30 chilies on location. And you could also just go to participating restaurants and taste their chili as well. So really cool program. And a really cool organization. So glad that Tara stopped by to talk to us about it. And go check out the NBC Watertown Stream Team, where they're going to be for the playoff basketball games. That season's winding down. And if you can't make it to those games to support those boys and girls that have been playing all year long and now playing for a championship, you can watch on NBCWatertown.com with the Stream Team. Just check to see what game and what venue they will be at for that night. For now, that's all we have for Hometown Connections with NBC Watertown. More NBC programming, that's coming up next.